Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Daily Energy. I am your host, Aurea Eden. The day is Ari Genu, Dini Urfo de Deus. The day is the day when I would tell you to take care of the people, places, and things that cannot take care of themselves. If you need to get more rest, then today is the day that you want to work out so that you can do that. Because otherwise, if you don't use up your excess energy, you may find yourself not being able to sleep later on. Also, it's a good day to take care of your loved ones and balance work and play in a sense that you begin to understand that your personal relationships, although they may be distracting and disappointing at times, are just as equally as important as work. And so it is a day to celebrate with your family and friends, as I see many of you doing. If the weather is good, it's a good day to get outside and clean the outside now that we've already cleaned the inside. So it is another day of organization. So it's also a good day to clean and manage your space. It's also going to be a good day to bring new ideas in and face challenges. Okay, this energy brings in a lot of information, and it helps us to process this information so that we can see the bigger picture. Are you going to be content? Are you going to be confident? That's really up to you as the day searches for personal freedom. But the only type of personal freedom you can get that will make you content is to be fulfilled. And to be fulfilled is to believe in something higher than yourself, to know your purpose, and to know your authentic self. So without those three things, without the elements of fulfillment, you will have a difficult time finding personal freedom. It is feeding yourself outwardly, externally. Today's energy is about the external. It's embracing the animalistic aspects of ourselves without causing harm to others. It's using your energy for the greater good. However, some people are going to be out here on these streets, using their energy for the lowest evil. And so this is, like I said, the day when I typically would tell you to be at home at a decent hour. If you're invited to go out to bars or something like that late at night, I would say don't go. And this is just to try to help keep you safe, because there's going to be a lot of arguments. There's going to be a lot of robberies today. Now, I know it's some of your birthday. Happy birthday. But be very cautious today. Now, this energy today requires us to have great decision-making skills. And decipher through right and wrong. Okay, I told you about the disagreements, chaos, okay? Chaos, disagreements. And some people are going to step in as the peacemakers, as they are naturally peacemakers. However, once the mind is set on something, it is difficult on this day to change the course of action. Why? Because there's an amount of stubborn energy. And there's also coaching, which coaching is an office somewhat of control. Now, of course, the coaching is sports energy, because we're talking about the physical body here with this energy today. And so working out, running is significant today. So we'll see a lot of sports activity in the news as well. Sports activity, animal activity, a lot of diversity, and people not being able to be content, and the lack of confidence, judging, that type of thing going on today. So use your mind wisely, okay, today, as the energy is often impulsive. Okay. It is important for you to know which direction you want to go and what purpose you want to go in, and commit to that course. Commit to that course so you're not all over the place in this impulse, okay? This commitment to work must be carefully monitored that it does not cause your personal life to suffer. So remember, I was telling you that your relationships, although distracting and disappointing, they're also equally important to manage. And so you want to really check up on those loved ones of yours, specifically the elderly that may be in nursing homes that cannot care for themselves. The day brings with it confidence, complexity, and change. It is a day where the outside does not look like the inside, and people feel judged and misunderstood. We are judged and misunderstood sometimes because a lot of times people think they're better. And sometimes it is for people to pull you off your high horse so that they can get on your stuff, get on your horse and run off with your stuff in the sunset. And so it really boils down to a lack of confidence on their part to the point to where they feel like they cannot be themselves. And so they have to do extra and overdo it. At some point, they failed like the way they're trying to make you feel. They were not confident. And so because they were not confident, they ended up having to do things to make themselves more confident. And that's not a bad thing. The bad thing comes in when you become confident, and that confidence leads to being egotistical, or ego, the other word, to the point to where you start looking down on people that are in your position now where you once were, because you've now forgotten where you came from. And that's when it becomes an issue. And I always tell you, you are only one experience away from the reality of their life being the reality of your life. So be cautious of who you judge. Be cautious of who you talk about. I always talk about those people, and this is a personal thing for me. And they look like they say stuff like, "Oh, you this and you that and all of this stuff, and you don't have this and you don't have that." But like I said yesterday, they see where you are, but they don't see where God is taking you. They don't know what it is that God has promised you. So while they're calling you all these names, they don't even know the coals that they are heaping over their own heads. They don't even understand that. So it's so important that you continue to press on regardless of what people say about you. That you continue to press on, because while they're talking about what's going on in your household, these busybodies are not focused on what's going on in their household, and they cannot see that their husbands, and I say these busybodies because you know who you are, they cannot see that their husbands are out here on these streets, sleeping with someone just like you. Boo. And that's why they hate you, because he wants you. Let me be honest, let me be real. That's why they hate you. Because he wants you. I'm talking to somebody specific. That's why they hate you. You wonder why she treating you like she treating you. She's treating you like that because she saw her husband cutting his eyes at you because he's untrustworthy. So she's not mad at you. She's really mad at him. But because she can't face him, she's going to try to take it out on you. Ain't that something? Now, where was I at? Okay, so personal freedom is something that we need. But in order to get that personal freedom, you must be what? You must be fulfilled. You must know who you are. You must know what your purpose is. And you must Believe in something higher than yourself. Now, I know, y'all know I can't stay out this energy. I was born for this. Can't stay out of it. But you know, this belief in something higher than than yourself is what I would call God. Some of you call it the universe. I don't care what you call it. All I know is that it exists. And I know there's a lot of narratives going on right now on social media and in the world. And they tell you that we are all gods. Don't make that mistake to believe that you are all gods. You are not all gods. Some of you are gods with a little g. But I loved this movie that I watched, and I can't remember what it was, but it was based on, I think it was based in Louisiana or something. I don't remember. And T.I. was in it. And he said something along the lines that we may be a God, but there's always that top dog, right? There's always that highest of the highest. And even me, I bow to the highest of the highest. Okay? You are not all gods. Don't fall into that trap of thinking you are all gods. You are not. Okay? Don't fall into that trap. That's not. Now, there's the ascension part of things. But that ascension part does not make you God. Because even the gods bow to the God. Do you hear what I'm saying? Even the gods, the saints, and the angels sing, holy, holy, holy. So don't make that mistake, my friend. Now, I'm all for this bringing in the truth. And I'm all for this combining spirituality with religion to create completion and balance. But what I will not do is allow this world to kill my father. Oh, he's very much so real. And the world will be wise, no matter how spiritual you are, to remember that. You are not all gods, but there are gods other than the top God with a big G, as we would say. Okay? I just had to say that because I've been seeing a lot of stuff going on in the world. And it's been burning me up inside. And y'all know when it burns me up inside, some of y'all know this, some of y'all don't know this, but when it burns me up inside, the world should be concerned. When it burns me up inside, that means it starts burning around me. Okay? And the world should be concerned. All right? My Father is real. And my Father is God. And you will be well to remember that. And it's because you don't remember that and you're trying to kill off your gods. It is a problem. I know you don't understand everything right now. That's why some of us are here to help you understand. But before you start making these bold statements like the atheists that say there's no God when you have not seek and to find, it's a problem. See, I am actually authorized to make these statements. I'm qualified to make these statements. I'm anointed and ordained to make these statements. I know enough to make these statements. Why? Because I have left everything. Went out here on these streets, in these streets, to find the truth. That's why I was homeless. And until you seek to find the truth, how dare you make such a bold statement to say there is no God? How dare you make such a bold statement when you have not even put in the due diligence to seek to find him? The three working together as one, that is. But even in the three that working together as one, the Holy Spirit and the Son and the Father, at some point, even one of them are going to bow to the top. Okay? There is a chain of command. I learned this in the military. There is a chain of command. And if you do not obey that chain of command, And that's why I say you got 100 years to get it together. Less than 100 years to get it together. If you do not obey that chain of command, Because the reason this chain of command is in place is to keep order. Because right now, there's less order in the world. Because why? Because the gods were out of play. They were out of play. And why were they out of play? Because you thought you had everything. You don't have everything about God. You don't know everything about God. Even God's own children don't know everything about God. Still learning everything about God. So how do you think you know everything about God just because man handed you a book and said, this is what you need to know? You are eating baby food and you don't even realize you're eating baby food. And some of you have skipped the baby food and went straight to meat and you don't even understand that. I digress. But yeah, so this energy today brings in that type of energy. But I just had to say it because look, you will not kill my father. You will not kill my father. I said what I said. I mean what I said. Some of y'all gonna have to come back down a notch. And some of y'all gonna have to come up a notch. Okay? Come back down a notch. Yes, we are here to ascend and to enlighten. And this ascension and enlightenment is to get you to a better place. That promised land. That place to where you don't have to do all of this. Because of assume and to wonder, because you will be able to see. See, this goes all the way back. Ooh, Lord. Okay, this goes all the way back. You know how I go all the way back to the time of Moses in Exodus. And they're leaving. And the people are murmuring against their leaders. And so at that time, do you know God revealed himself? God the Father revealed himself in the presence of man. And what did the children of Israel, what did they say? They said, let Moses be a God unto us. Because surely if we continue to see God the Father, we will perish. And at this point, man start putting man before God. But the thing about it, it wasn't putting man before God, but it was putting the idea of man before God, because Moses was not a man. Moses was not a man. But anyways, it's in your Bible. Go read it. It's in your Bible. You will be able to find it. You will be able to find it. At this point, this is where people start feeling like they needed to have that buffer and they needed to have that priest in order to go to God. They needed to, and it was, I can't think of his name. It was Moses's father-in-law that even brought about the judges. He said, you can't handle this by yourself. You need to appoint people. And so it's all had consequences. Not that he was wrong for appointing people. He appointed the 12 disciples. So it's important to have order, because without that chain of command, there is no structure. And when there is no structure, there is chaos and destruction and unfairness and no progress. And I don't think that's what you really want. That's not what you really want. Getting back to the energy today. So the energy is stubborn. The energy is obsessed. And the energy is insecure. But rest for sure, I'm very secure that there is, there is a God. There is a God with the upper G and a God with the lower G. And some of you that have been brainwashed to think otherwise, and I'm not worried about any of you that want to come for me, because unlike you, I have left it all. I have went out here in my wilderness. I have sought years and years and years and years, left my whole family behind to seek the truth. And I have found it. There is a God. And the only way you're going to know that for sure is for yourself. You're going to know that for sure for yourself. When that's why I said escape, to allow yourself to heal. You're going to know that for sure for yourself. But that means you got to step out the box and go on your fool's journey. And you got to get everybody else out your ear. All those people that's trying to control you and tell you this, that, and the other. Get them out your ear. Because some people are leading you to the mountaintop. And some people are leading you off the cliff. And to not believe in God is leading off the cliff. But they say seeing is believing. But you cannot see if you do not seek. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. Ask is about asking the right questions. It is not about asking God for what you want. It is about asking the right questions. Who am I? Who are you to me? Where are you? Asking the right questions. And then, see, the way Father works, you ask the questions, but he's just not going to tell you everything you want to know. Because seeing is believing. So he'll take you on this journey and he'll begin to show you what it is you need to know. Seek and ye shall find. See, some of you are believing, but you have not sought. And so you're believing, but you have not sought. So you're believing, but you have not sought. And so you're so quick to go based off of what somebody else who have sought has told you, or not have sought, but have claimed to have sought. You see? And the only way you're going to know who's telling the truth is you go on this journey. Seek and ye shall find. And then there's that other part that says knock and the door shall be open unto you. And so you seek, and although you seek, that's not enough to just seek, baby. You're going to have to take action. You're going to have to test your faith out, and you're going to have to knock on some doors. And you're going to get some no's. And you're going to be discouraged by them no's. And then he want to see what you're going to do next. But every door that you knock on, it's going to have some answers to those questions behind it in the form of experience. Knocking on those doors opens the doors of opportunity. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. You have something golden in your hands, but you don't know how to read it. And you don't know how to apply with it. A lot of times we're using it as a means of control when it was never written to control. It was written to preserve history. But it was not meant for you to take that history and try to keep that in place, because things change. I am doing a new thing, he said. I am doing a new thing. And see, because you've had that history that history in place, for some of you, it was never meant for you. I told you, just like the tarot, the Kabbalah, someone who was wise and intuitive, knew what was going to happen before it was going to happen. And they said, how can I do this? Let me take this knowledge and put this in the book, but let me hide it. Let me take this knowledge and put it in a card, in a deck of cards, and let me hide it, because a time will come to where I cannot openly use my mysticism. Because the Christian mystics will be called pagans. And so some of you who are saying the Bible is astrology, you're not wrong. But it's more than just that. It's wisdom on top of wisdom. It's astrology. It's prophecy. It's numerology. But it is also hidden knowledge. It is occult. The occult means something that is hidden. It is hidden knowledge. And for those who are ready to see the truth, they will be awakened and enlightened. You can read the same scripture over and over again and not see the truth until you're awakened. And then when you're awakened, you read that scripture and it hits a whole lot different than it did when you were asleep. And so it's so interesting because the energy today talks about the source and the root. The source and the root. And the problem is, a lot of you don't even respect your own mothers and fathers. This is a generation that was prophesied to rise up against their own mothers and fathers, you know? And so if you don't respect your own mothers and fathers, how can you respect God, right? How can you respect my father if you don't respect your father? So we have here celebration energy today. There's a bit of questioning food. Is it fresh? Is it fresh? I am doing a new thing. Is it fresh? It's like you're trying to eat some stale bread, huh? Trying to eat some stale bread when God is y'all know God, Father is good with that oven. Oh, he's good with that oven. He knows how to cook up some stuff. He knows how to bake. And so he's trying to give you something fresh. And that's why the world is not able to go to that new step. And oftentimes they're faced with destruction and chaos, and things have to be wiped out and made anew, and new grass have to sprout up because the weeds start getting out of hand. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of food energy here. Cucumbers, sauce, dressing. So this leads me to think that there's going to be celebration. I get animals coming in, endangered animals, cages, enclosures, pens, pounds, animals roaming throughout the streets, animals attacking their owners and people around their owners. I'm getting a decree with force of the law. Yes, indeed. Order, a command, a mandate, a dictate. All of these energies we will see in the news and in the world today. Something coming up about a fiat. This could have something to do with what I just said above, or it could be the actual car. So K just means basically there's also an associated with imprisonment. So there are going to be people who are going to be imprisoned as well. Impound as well. Some cars are going to be impound. Some of you are going to be not able to leave your house and feel locked up because you're not going to be able to get out there and go out and about because of the weather. Okay? But use your energy nonetheless. I'm seeing a person or things giving rise to action, a cause, and that could be the reason why, but there's a cause. And then there is a phenomenon and a condition energy here, the source, the root, the origin, the beginning. Okay, so what I was talking to you about is the source, the root, the origin, the beginning, and everything has a beginning. And although we have called that beginning God, it is a beginning nonetheless. Some of you are not like everybody else. And so you cannot have the same vocabulary as everyone else when it pertains to God. You can't afford to be that reckless, to say there's no God. You can't afford to be that reckless, to say the Father doesn't exist. Because if he doesn't exist, then you don't exist. Because you are an emanation of him, chosen. And I'm only talking to the chosen. Okay? You are a emanation of him. You are a direct descendant of him. So if you say that he doesn't exist, then guess what? You don't exist. You don't exist. Okay? That burns me up inside. Burns me up inside. All right. So starting point, seed, germs. Okay. So we might see more about germs coming up. This could be COVID energy, because I am getting words like malaria or other forms of energy coming in, illness wise, fever and shivering. I'm also seeing the start of some kind of movement. Movement is highlighted as a lot of people are going to be on the move today. Okay, energetically, movement, motion. It is not a day to just stay still. It is a day that you want to be of action. You want to spring forth. You want to do what you need to do. Okay, I also get prepared to defend. Baby, yes. Did you catch that? It's not me, it's the energy, okay? I'm prepared to defend the kingdom, okay? And I will go to war with anybody, okay? I'm going to tell you. I will die for him. Yes, I'm that serious. I'm that serious. And him and her. That serious. Okay? Prepared to defend or advocate. Belief, conviction. Okay, a matter to be resolved in court and law. That's also what I'm seeing. So we're going to see something coming up about court and law. And so the energy, you might have these type of conversations with people today, because you notice I said belief and conviction. So conviction, let it prick your heart. Okay, let it prick your heart. Seek and you shall find. Go out there and seek what it is that you need to find, and quit trying to coerce other people to not believe because you don't believe, because you haven't did your due diligence to see what's really out there, baby. You have not did your due diligence to see if there was a God, but yet you set your mouth to say there is no God because he didn't show up in the way that you wanted him to show up when you wanted him to show up. So you thought, because you were so bitter and so numb and so cold and so influential that you've even allowed people to cause you to think that you don't believe. But the first sight of trouble, guess who you gonna call out to? Jesus, 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 Jesus Christ. Guess who you gonna call out to? Lord, Lord. Because if some of you call out to something that don't exist, when that fire and brimstone come down like it did in Sodom and Gomorrah, they ain't gonna answer you. You ain't gonna have no answer. And you gonna be stuck. While some of us that say, Father, can I go now? Can we go now to that place that you promised me? Can we go to our promised land? Can you take us to the mountaintop, oh God? I'm ready to go. No, seriously, I'm ready to go. I am. I'm ready to go. Y'all just don't understand. Been here too long. All right. So making something, making something happen is what he does. Okay. But those people who are out here in these streets on these streets, they be out here making bad things happen, right? Because they don't believe in a God. Belief is important. So you believe until you know. I don't believe. I tell people all the time, I don't believe. I talk like this. I can be crazy. I can do all of this. Say all I want. Be confident and stand in my confidence now, huh? Y'all thought I was cowering behind a corner. Y'all thought I was scared. I ain't scared. I know. And because I know, I watch where I go. Because I know. Baby, I know. Do I know? All right. So create and produce, generate, effect, prompt, kindle. I'm getting a lot of like, when you kindle a fire, I'm getting a lot of more like fire energy, and I got the word gas. But here's the thing with the fire and the gas. It's like, I feel like they're going to find the root cause of some of the fires that have been happening. Because there is a root cause to those fires. And finding that is going to be good. Okay? I got stir up. Stir up the gift. Is it stir up the gift or stir up the gib? Stir up the gift. No, it's got to be stir up the gift, right? Stir up the gift. Yeah. So stir up and spark off. Baby, I'm trying to strike a match, put a spark, not on the external, but on the internal spark. Reefy off reefy, fire for fire. Take those flames that once burned around you and put it inside you. Take those flames that once burned around you and put it inside you. Because when God made you a candlestick, wreathy or reefy, fire for fire, he had no intentions to hide you. All right. So then I get induce, promote, foster. So you remember I was talking about people, placing things that couldn't take care of themselves. We're talking also children in orphanages that can't take care of themselves. I'm also getting a lot of alcohol, bars, activities, kegs. I'm seeing all of these words. So drinking it's going to be highlighted over the next 1 to 3 days, and the consequences of doing it over the next 1 to 3 days. Liquids, moisture, they may be still trying to put the fires out in California, and I feel like they're going to make some headway here. I really do. I really do feel like they're going to make some headway to get ahead of it in the next couple of days. Okay. But I get rude, disrespect, bold. Rude, disrespect, bold, annoyance. You're going to see all those things today. Impatience, urgency, desperation. Energy coming, familiarity. People becoming too familiar with you to the point to where they think they know you, but they don't know you yet as they ought to know you. Because if they knew anything about you, when they think they got you backed up in a corner, they should know something about you, that baby, you are in that corner trying to tame yourself. You're not in that corner because you scared. Then I got usage and utilization, use and loss of employment. So some people are going to be losing their employment today. Consumption, operation, manipulation, handling, resigning. These are the type of energies. Then we got drugs, cocaine, sticky substances, and mess, slimy, dirty, unpleasant substance. This type of stuff, mud, ooze, dirt, slush, slurry. And that's why I say maybe they're making headway with that slurry that they're trying to put the fires out with. Then I got sack, fire, dismissal, discharge, terminate, throw out, lay off, let go, cashier, bed, and tackle. So a lot of I'm getting women being tackled. And you know what happened when they're being tackled at night. So try not to be walking on these streets at night by yourself, etc., because there's somebody that's out here seeking whom they may devour. Then I see something coming in about a cashier. So something money related. Maybe there's cashiers being laid off because robots are now taking their jobs and more of their jobs. And so you may see more companies that go 100% self-checkout. Okay. And so I get plunder, destroy, rob, loot, raid, strip, devastation. So plunder. There's going to be plunders and raids and looting. So now here comes the looting in California, if they're not already doing it in California. Wherever this energy is, wherever you are in the world, nobody's exempt from this energy. And so there may be some looting and some raids. Then I get people that's breathing and sniffing and gasping for air. So this lets me know that there are going to be some people that are going to expire today, and they'll hold on as much as they can. But there are going to be a lot more. There's going to be an increase in violence, especially since we had a full moon and people are going to be acting like animals. Okay. I also see here that to focus on the goal and know your reasons for doing things. And there is a motive. Okay. Finding motive. We're going to see something coming up about motive. Okay. Purpose, interest, achieve and pursue, benefit, welfare, interest, gain, profit. These are some of the things that we'll see in the news over the next 1 to 3 days, and some words that we may hear. Impatience, annoyance, urgency, desperation, gambling, playing cards, sports, activity, expert, master. Okay, winner. Yes, we are. We are winners. Winner. Chicken dinner that they had yesterday. Okay, we have case. Okay, case. And this case, maybe they find some kind of case. It could be a briefcase or something with like a large amount of narcotics in it. Or it could just be a case. As I get suit energy, someone's going to catch a case. I also have protect yourself today. Protect yourself today spiritually. Protect yourself today. Like I said, I ain't scared of you. See, you caught me at a time when I didn't know who I was. And you caught me at a time when I didn't know the power that I possessed. You caught me at a time. See, oftentimes the enemy will catch you at a time to where you don't know who you are. That's why he tries to send them afflictions when you're a child and you're a babe. But when you know who you are and you're fulfilled, that means you have so much space taken up inside of you that the enemy, you have no room for that mess. You have no room. I have no room for your mess. None whatsoever. And so you protect yourself. You now know how to protect yourself spiritually. So for those of you who do not know how to protect yourself spiritually, let me enlighten you. One of the ways that you can protect yourself is you can imagine a bright white light all over you, just bright white light, and know that you come from the light. And so all you have to do is take that fire inside of you and let it burn out of control inside of you. Reefi or Reefi, fire for fire. Ignite your purpose, ignite your being. And that is a way that you protect yourself when you know that you have a spiritual assignment, when you know that you are divinely protected. See, when you protect yourself, it's knowing that you are divinely protected. See, there's been some times in my life to where I didn't know who I was, but I knew that there was somebody whispering in my ear. And I started to ask that entity that was whispering in my ear the right questions. And they gave me the right answers to protect myself. But I don't think I was protecting myself. I think he was protecting me. He was protecting me. And so in that moment of weakness, but because I had enough knowledge to cry out for the help, he handled the situation. That's why I said yesterday in my cockiness, but my truth, y'all don't want to mess with me. Y'all don't want to mess with me. Okay? And so I'm saying this because I see magically impose on a person. Magically impose on a person. Somebody is magically trying to impose something on you. But baby, when you ignite into your purpose and you know who you are and you have overcome, there is no weapon at this point that they can throw at you that will be successful. You can't throw nothing at me that is going to be successful, because I will overcome and win every time. Because what you didn't know about me is just like my Father. I am a warrior in the spirit. So you look at my flesh and you might think, oh, she crazy. Oh, she don't know. She ugly. She stupid. She fat. She this, she that. You might look at that and you might say that. But I'm telling you now, in this season, you do not want to mess with me, because I know who I am now. You, my friend, in this season, they don't want to mess with you because you know who you are now. And so Reefi or Reefi, ignite, burn bright in purpose, and be fulfilled and overcome. Run through and leap over every single thing that comes and tries to block your destiny. Run through and leap over, my friend. Don't let nothing stop you, because this is not the time for play. We do not have no more time to play. I don't have time to play with you no more. That's why I just say what I want to say when I want to say it. I don't have time to package it all pretty for you anymore. I'm going to tell you what I need to say to you when I need to say it. And so protect yourself. Another way that you could protect yourself is by, they're saying specifically sage. So sage, burn some sage. Now I know what they say. You know what? See, here's another lie. They tell you that don't use crystals. Don't burn sage. Don't burn incense, because they seen it in the Bible, right? And you believe that, oh, Israel. They have taken your very nature and have turned you against yourself. Oh, Israel, what was on the breastplate of Aaron? Oh, Israel, what was on the breastplate of Aaron? Were they not crystals, my friend? What is frankincense and myrrh that's in the Bible itself? Is it not incense? Oh, Israel, you have been blinded from your essence and your truth, all because there was one leader at one time that did not like you, that promoted other leaders to not like you. That's what they did. And they sought to kill your protectors. They sought to kill your teachers. They sought to kill the angels. But they didn't understand that What dies is only reborn, because you cannot kill energy. Oh, Israel, what is going on, Israel? That's when I tell you that you see, but you do not see. You read, but you do not read. You think you know, but you do not know. And that's why I'm able to say, I know. Because I know. Because I sought to find. And what I know is there have been people that basically manipulated you to not trust yourself, manipulated you not to love yourself, manipulated you to go against your own religion, and I don't want to say religion, but to go against your own nature. And what they did to you when they went against your own nature, do you know what they did after they went against your own? It caused you to go against your own nature. After they caused you to go against your own nature, they stole all your stuff and rode off on your horse in the sunset. Rode off on your horse, with all your stuff in the sunset. The sorcery and the witchcraft and all that stuff that they claim it is. They took all of your mysticism and all of your truth, and then they used that information to control you even to this day. Because now they know your language. They still trying to speak your language. You don't know your language. Oh, Israel, how quick are you to believe the things, those who have stolen everything that belonged to you, your land, your language, your mothers, your fathers? How quick you are to believe everything they tell you. They even stole your wisdom, your knowledge, and your understanding. Or they tried to at least, but they didn't understand that your wisdom, your knowledge, your understanding, your beauty, your boss-like business mind was never in you. It was in your God. So anywho, meanwhile, back at the ranch, agriculture, growing older, okay? Magically protect yourself, okay? That's where I was. Magically protect yourself, okay? Because people are going to be magically trying to put something on you. They want to take you out because they know what will happen if they don't. And so they assume they can. But in the words of the day, I also got wise man and wise woman, the philosopher, the thinker, the scholar. Okay. And I got the greatest of all times. I know I said that was Michael Jordan, but really the greatest of all times is really Father. It's really God. He's the greatest of all times. All right. So I get asked. So that's why I said ask. See, something coming in about Sisu and gas. Okay. All right. So if y'all stayed tuned and y'all watched all that, I am so appreciative of you. And I hope I said something that was useful, that would cause you really to think, oh, Israel. Everything that I've said, I can back up. Oh, Israel. But I know I don't have to. Oh, Israel. But, oh, Israel, please, babies, get it together so we can go home. I don't want to be here no more. I'm telling you, I don't want to be here no more. I didn't want to be here in the first place. Oh, Israel, let's go. Okay, can we go home? All right, can we get it together? Can we come together so I can go home? I love you. Gubla one. You get a heart. You get a heart. You get a heart. Hearts go out. Hearts go out. Bye.